Hi, you just met my new friend Tennis, and today I'm gonna share with you 3 methods to draw a face, and Tennis is gonna help me, right Tennis?
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to help.
Awesome! Let's get started. Before we begin, I just want to make sure that you have learned about the facial proportions. If you haven't yet, I highly recommend watching my previous tutorial about facial proportions before watching this video, so you can get the most out of it. The first method is called the Loomis Method. It was introduced by Andrew Loomis in his book on drawing a human head. Imagine your skull is like a tennis ball. When you slide 2 sides of the tennis ball, you won't get the size of the face where the ears grow out. And our face is like the front plane that we put in front of the ball, like this. To draw a face with the Loomis method, start with a circle. Let me show you how. Start first with a circle, then draw the central line and the brown line. Define the hairline, the bottom of the nose, and the chin. If you don't remember these lines and how to define them, I have the previous tutorial about facial proportions and how to define different lines to create the face. I will put the link to the upper right corner of this video so you can check it out. Now we draw the eye line and define where the eyes should be. And the nose wing should align with the beginning of the eyes. The mouth will be a bit bigger than the nose. And now we add the iris and pupils to the eyes and make it more complete. Add some details to the ears. To draw a face that looks sideways, we also start with a circle. And then we draw another circle inside. The smallest circle is about 2/3 of the bigger circle. We also draw the brown line, hairline, the bottom of the nose. Draw a curved line from the brown line, almost straight down, and define the bottom of the chin. And then we draw the jaw and the neck. The eyes will be located about 1/3 from the brown line to the bottom of the nose. Draw the ear that looks almost like a D. On the side view, we will be able to see the nose bridge. The nose will stick out from the face. Different people will have different curved lines, so I suggest practicing based on reference photo. You can see different curved lines. From the edge of the mouth, we draw a curved line for the cheek, and then locate the eye. The hair should look thicker than the skull. Now we draw the hairline. Different people will have different hairlines. In the 3/4 view, we also draw a circle to start. Then we draw an oval. So this is the way we slice the ball, to remember. And then we draw the central line of the face. Define the hairline, the brown line, the bottom of the nose, and also the chin. And then we draw the side width of the face and the jaw. Add the ear to the face. In this perspective, the part of the face that is closer to us will look wider and bigger, and the face, the part that is further away from our eyes, will look smaller or narrower. The eye socket will be visible on the left of the face. Now draw the hair to complete the face. I have introduced to you 3 common portrait views, but you can use this method to draw a face turning into different directions, like what I did in my sketchbook. Remember that from different perspectives, the facial proportions will change. For example, when I look down, then you will see more of my forehead than my chin. And when I look up, you will see more of my chin and like the bottom of my nose, and you will see less of my forehead. My tip for this is, after you draw a circle, then you should draw the central line of the face and also the brown line, and the direction of these 2 lines will define the direction of the face or the head. The second method for drawing a face or a head is called the scale method. This is not an official name, but the main idea is you measure the reference photo, then draw the portrait. Let me show you how. So let's say I have a reference photo on my iPad here. You can also print the reference photo out on the paper and then use your pencil to measure the length and the width of the photo in every part of the photo. If I want to scale it up, then I can also I just need to change the ratio. So instead of 1:1, I can put it like use the ratio of 1:2 or 1:3. And let's say I want to measure how high or how long the head is. So it's about 1/n this much of the pencil, because the paper is bigger. So I want the main subject to be in the middle of the paper sheet. So I'm going to draw a bottom line and use this one as the baseline for my measurement. The head, it will be 1, and yeah, this much. So this is the top of the girl's head, right? I will also do the same for other parts. Maybe the chin will be about this much. And then I measure that on my paper and mark that part. So the chin will be somewhere here. And I also measure the width. For example, I want to know when I should start drawing the face. So let's say this is the widest part of the face in this direction, then it will be about here. I can also create a new baseline for this side. Right, because I want my drawing to be in the center, not too much to the right side. So I will create a new baseline. And like this. So this is where the cheek or the face, the widest part of the face, will meet this line. So I just do the same for other parts, like important parts. So after measuring and try to sketch the portrait on the paper, now I get the baseline or the foundation for my drawing. It will not look exactly the same as the reference photo yet. The next step is I'm gonna render. So I will focus on each feature, facial features, and then draw it more carefully. If you have the reference photo on an iPad or a laptop like I do, then you can also zoom in and then draw the features more closely to refine the drawing. With this method, you can scale up or scale down the painting. So instead of using the ratio of 1:1, which means you get the same size as the reference photo, if you use the scale of 1:2 or 1:3 or so on, you can scale up the painting. So the painting will look larger than the reference photo. The last method I want to share with you is called the grid method. In this method, we will draw a grid on the reference photo, and then you also draw a grid on the paper sheet where you want to draw the face on. For example, I have this reference photo, and I use software to create a grid for the reference photo. I have about 11 columns and 15 rows. Each cell is a square. So the next step is I'm gonna draw the grid with 11 columns and 15 rows on the paper sheet where I want to draw and paint. You can also print this reference photo out and then use a ruler and pencil to create a grid on the reference photo, and then you create the grid on the paper sheet. After creating the grid on the paper sheet, the next step is to mark where the painting or the reference photo cut the grids. For example, this cut here will be about at the corner of the first column and the third row. So I will mark this point on my paper sheet where I have the grid. I will calculate the next one. So it will be a half of this cell. So I will also mark this point. At the end, I will have all points, important points. And what I need to do is just to connect the points together. Then I will have the drawing that looks close to the reference photo. This is my drawing after using the grid method. The final step I'm gonna do is to use the eraser to erase the grid lines. And after that, I will refine the drawing with my pencil to make it more beautiful, more close to the reference photo. Each drawing method has pros and cons. The Loomis method is easy to use. You can use that to create the head without a reference photo, and you can also create your own character from your imagination. However, if you want to use this method to draw something based on a reference photo, your drawing might not look exactly the same as the reference photo. The scale method and the grid method can help you draw a face with higher accuracy. The drawing will look almost the same as the reference photo. They are also very helpful to help you scale up or scale down a painting. However, it takes time to draw a grid in the grid method, and you might make some mistake when measuring. I like all techniques and use them in different situations. When it doesn't require high accuracy in my portrait drawings, I like the Loomis method because it's just so easy to use. When I do commission artwork for my clients, I prefer the grid method because that can help me create the painting that looks close to the reference photo. We have learned 3 methods for drawing a face. Which one do you like the most? Let me know in the comments below.
Please like and share this video so vocabulary will have me back.
Of course, I would love to have you in my videos, Tennis. Subscribe to my channel so you won't miss my next tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye for now. Before you leave, I just want to shout out to Tom for helping me with the voiceover for Tennis. If you like making toys from cardboard, check out his channel Cardboard Toy World for amazing tutorials and interesting stories. I will add the link to his channel to the upper right corner of this video and the video's description.
We're recording now? Yeah, sure. No. Yeah, sure. I'm happy to help. Please like and share this video so vocabulary will have me back.